All right, red. So this is combined with white for Lawhold and combined with blue for... I cannot remember what the blue red people are, but those guys. Um, so we'll see. Ancestral Anger. Is this a reprint? I feel like this is a reprint. Target creature gets trample and gets +X+0 until end of turn, where X is 1 plus the number of cards named Astral Anger in your graveyard. Draw a card. This is fine. It replaces itself. It's not the most exciting thing, and in limited, you're not going to have more than maybe like 2 or 3 of these. But sure. Archaic's Agony. Okay, 5 mana. For Archaic's Agony deals X damage to target creature, where X is the number of colors of mana spent to cast this spell. Exile cards from the top of your library equal to the excess damage dealt. You may play those cards. Nah, this is bad. Again, this is probably at most going to be 3. So I just don't like it. 5 mana for 3 damage to something, and then if there's any excess, you get cards off the top. Not good enough. I don't like it. I don't think it's very good. If you have like no other removal at all, maybe. But if you have any removal, it's better than this. Artistic Process is 5 mana. So these are where your big spells are coming in for all the blue row guys or cast spells bigger than 5. Choose 1. Deal 6 damage to target creature. Deal 2 damage to each creature you don't control. Create a 3/3 elemental. It gains haste until end of turn. I mean, 5 mana is a lot of mana for 6 damage. But, I mean... Oh. So this is very versatile, right? If your opponent has one big thing, you blow it up. If your opponent has lots of little things, you clear the board. If your opponent has nothing and you have nothing, you just hit them for 3. But I think 5 mana is a bit pricey for each of those effects, and you only get one of them. You can't like multi-effect, so... But again, if you've got no other removal, this is removal or a guy. Blazing Fire Singer. 3 mana, he enters prepared, and he gets Seething Song, which gives 5 mana. Sure. I mean, you play this turn 3, turn 4, you trigger Seething Song, and you get a 5 red mana turn. Maybe that's great. I don't know. It very much depends on, like, what 5 mana thing you play, I guess, so, I don't know. Sure. I mean, it's a 3 mana 2/3, it's fine. Charging Strife Knight, 3 mana 3/3 with haste, discard a card, draw a card, like it, 3 mana 3/3, and you just get to immediately beat people up, sure. And it's a spirit, and the Lawhold people like spirits, so. Choreographed Sparks. 2 mana, this spell can't be copied. Okay, so it's doing copying of its own. Yep, copy, choose one or both. Copy target instant or sorcery spell, you may choose new targets for the copy. Copy target creature spell you control, the copy gains haste at the beginning of your next end step, sacrifice this token. That's good for 2. Right? Again, I don't know how good this is in limited. But for 2 mana, copy an instant or sorcery, any instant or sorcery, and any creature you control, and it becomes an attacker. You probably kill someone with this. Yeah, I don't hate it. I'm sure there's like ways to make this completely busted. But I think in limited, it's just very likely to kill someone, right? Because even just this, play 1 mana, then you play 2 more. So a creature gets +1/+0 and trample, and then it copies it and goes again, which gives it another. Or it gets +3/+0, and you draw 2 cards. and you make an extra copy of the creature. Hey, Marizzi, how you doing? Thank you very much. Welcome, welcome, everybody. How we doing? And Kevin as well. Jesus. Hello, everybody. What were you up to today? Do you have a busy day? I was not ready for the double raid. Hello, Raiders. How are we doing? What were you up to today? As you can see, we're just looking through magic cards. But Slay the Spire 2. Kevin is so fucking slow. Oh, I should have tried to set something up for Slay the Spire 2. I do need to see if we can sort that out. I would like to play that multiplayer. And a useless goddamn teammate. Oh no. Have you got anything to say for yourself there, Kevin, or are you just accepting this? It was her, I swear. Okay. I haven't seen it. I should maybe come and watch you guys play. But I obviously had plans today for StrixHaven stuff. I was planning on inviting you to a 4-stack because it sounds fun. Oh yeah, I would absolutely play a Slay the Spire 2 multiplayer day. 100% I'd be down for that. You shout whenever you need me. I'll see if I can clear a day for it and we'll do it. It'll be great. But was it just the two of you? And did you manage to do it? Seems it will be a Friday. Just the two of us. Okay, it was the two of us. All right, fair enough. Yeah, like you give me a shout on whatever Friday, and I will be there. This will be more planned. We won once, lost once. Wait, how many? You only did 2 runs? How many? All right, before I say anything about that, how many hours were you playing? The first game was so fucking slow. Kevin took so long. Slow shit. Oh no. Oh no. It was Kevin spectating simulator. Oh no. Look, you need to do the math. Alright? Alright, Murray, you need to do the math. You need to work it out and do the math. I can understand needing to be slow. There are certain times in certain games where you gotta take your time. I don't care about the math. We lost because I didn't math though, which is even funnier. No. I care about playing my entire hand and just sending it. What were you play? Are you playing Silent or something? Someone who has a lot of cheap cards. I mean, actually, Silent doesn't have that many cheap cards. Who has cheap cards? Murray is rogue archetype. Oh yeah, it's either Silent or the defect, right? I was playing Silent on the last run. Okay. Yeah, I feel like Silent and defect get to just play a lot of cards. The robot has the cheapest card generally. Yeah, the defect. He's a lot of zero cost stuff because he's got a whole zero cost archetype, but I haven't tried that yet. I'm trying to think, who would I play if we had an option? Honestly, I probably wouldn't play the Silent. I do like the Silent, but I wouldn't play her. My favorite class is the Necrobinder. Ah, mine as well, to be fair. I like the hand. The hand is so good. Regent plays loads of cards. Yeah, but he's limited by stars, usually. It's just trading one resource for another, I guess, but... I love Doom. Doom is a great mechanic. Have you seen... I did a Doom run the last time I played. Have you seen how things like squidge and then melt? They all get real flat. And then they, like, melt away. It's so funny. I'm glad you guys had a good day. I am. I am very glad you guys had a good day. And again, if you need to, take a break and go get something to drink and something to eat after a stream day, obviously, I will talk to you. But I'm glad you guys had a good day. Slay the Spire 2 is fantastic. I still haven't played it multiplayer. I really do need to play it multiplayer at some point. We're obviously going for 3 more runs. Okay. Yeah, you just dropping people off here for a minute and then you're gonna get straight back to it. You just don't want people to watch the watch anymore. Oh, but no, I'm glad you guys were. I'm glad you guys were having. Murray, I might have to harass you about it. To be fair. Of course, of course. Yeah, I might send you some messages over the next couple of days being like, so when we doing it? When we doing multiplayer? Come on, I want to go. Because I still haven't done it yet. I've seen people doing it and it just looks cool. I definitely need to do it. In my defense, I made a group chat. Did I just miss it? I'll definitely have to. I'm in the middle of magic stuff at the moment. Oh, is that? Did I just get invited? Is that why I suddenly have lots of messages? Oh, you just made. I was gonna say, well, my Discord icon went from nothing to 5 instantly. It's empty as shit, and we got to find a 4th. I did have someone come in while I was playing and ask about doing a multiplayer. So I guess I at least have a viewer who would play. But it would be good if we could find someone else who'd be willing to stream it, and we do it as all 4 people. That would be the best. But I don't know. Maybe shout out to the group and see if anyone else is playing it as well, because they might be. I don't know. But I probably should get back to magic related things, because we are about halfway through. Well, no, we're at C, so probably not. We're a few cards into red, and then I've got all of green, all of multicolored, all of artifacts, and all of lands to do. So I'm still going to be here for another couple of hours. But don't worry, have fun. Sorry for derailing. No. I am happy to chat with raiders and with people when you come in. It's always great to see you. Both you and Kevin. It's always good to see you guys and, see how you were doing and how your stream went. And I'm glad you had a good time, but I will go back to the magic discussion for now. But yes, we will. I love my Discord's just gone up to +9. I will definitely be I will definitely join you for a multiplayer Slay the Spire run. Absolutely. It will be hilarious. Don't worry, Murray, I will be right there with you. I will vomit my hand and then I'll be like, we're done. You're reviewing the new set? Yeah. This is Secrets of StrixHaven. This comes out it pre-releases next Friday, if I remember correctly. Or is it pre-releasing today? When's the Secret of... Give me a second, let me check. For God's sake, I haven't got it. Releases globally on April. So the pre-releases are today. So currently at some point in the afternoon, I mean in Europe and the UK, it's now because it's usually between sort of 5 and 7 that games start. So in the UK and all that sort of stuff, people will be playing their pre-releases now. In the US, we've still got another 4.5 hours, 5 hours before pre-releases start. So that's why I'm going through it. But yeah, the pre-release is today. Or pre-releases start today. Today and tomorrow. Today, tomorrow, and Sunday, usually. But, yeah, Mari, I'm exactly the same. I just drag my spells onto the enemy. I might take, 2 seconds to think about whether I need armor or whether I just want to kill them. And then I'll just start throwing shit at them. So don't worry, me and you will do our whatever we're gonna do in like 2 seconds, and then we can just chat. Sit back, relax, chat while Kevin's doing the maths. Right. Anyway, choreographed sparks. I think we've talked about that enough. Next card, dual tactics. 1 mana, a 1 mana sorcery that deals 1 damage to target creature and then it can't block, and it has flashback for 2. Sure, I guess. Like, fine. 1 damage, 1 mana for 1. I mean, you want to play like Shock for 1 mana for 2 damage at instant speed. This is kind of a nothing, but you're probably only doing this so that things can't block. But we haven't seen any big attackers yet, have we? Oh, I mean, there's been a 3/3. Yeah, there's been a 3/3. I can guarantee my 3/3 gets through. Yeah, I don't know about this. Maybe you just cantrip this. Maybe you're just using this as like a 1 mana cantrip to trigger all of your like target things or cast a spell. But yeah, it doesn't draw, so it's just kind of meh. Emeritus of Conflict. Okay, it's a 2 mana 2/2 with first strike. They get Lightning Bolt. Okay, so this one's really good. Sort of. Because a 2 mana 2/2 with first strike, great. And and Lightning Bolt, great. Because you can just bolt creatures out of the way, you can bolt your enemy in the face. But you have to play 3 spells a turn. Like, if you have this, you have to build your deck around it, essentially. You have to be cheap guys, cheap spells, aggro as fuck, and I'm going to finish you off by burning you out with Lightning Bolt, right? Does the lightning bolt counts, right? Because you're casting it. So if you play 3 spells in a turn, creatures count as spells, so creatures still count. It's not instants or sorceries. Standard or commander, it seems really good for commander. I am generally thinking about limited. We have been talking about commander for some of the cards, but I'm generally thinking about limited. And the issue is in limited, I don't know how much you can keep up 3 spells a turn. There have been some cantripy cards, like this, play 1, draw a card, and then you could dual tactics, and then dual tactics flashback, and that's 3 spells, and then you get Lightning Bolt. And once you've got Lightning Bolt, the Lightning Bolt counts. Right? So, if on the following turn, bolt your enemy, play a creature, play a buff, Lightning Bolt you re-prepares itself, bolt. Essentially, as long as you can play 2 things a turn and have the bolt ready, you're playing 3 things a turn. So, can you, how long in limited, in red and whatever color you're doing, can you realistically maintain bolt 2 cards, bolt 2 cards? And I think I think most likely you can do it for like 3 turns, and you'd have to draw cards for it. This is weirdly probably better in red-blue, right? Because blue's going to give you access to more draw stuff. But then white's going to have cheaper things. No, blue had some cheap stuff as well. Blue had like 3 or 4 different 1-cost creatures. I think it's good. I like Lightning Bolt. Sue me. I like bolting people in the face. So I think this card is good. It's red though. It seems very red and kills most things with 3 damage early. It's good on its own. Doesn't come in prepared. This is the problem. So if you play this on turn 2, it's a 2 mana 2/2 with first strike. you can't cast the bolt until you cast 3 spells in a turn. So you have to cast 3 spells in a single turn just to get the bolt active. Then it's bolt and 2 spells. But casting 3 spells in 1 turn in limited, you have to either be really aggro or very, very like set on having cheap cantrips that are gonna cantrip you into more cheap stuff that you can keep doing, right? It is very red. It is a 2/2 first strike here with lightning bolt. It is very red. But because it doesn't come in prepared like the other cards do, like some other cards do, you actually have to put some effort into preparing it, which is why I'm like, how good is it actually in limited? Because you have to be playing a lot of things to prepare it. And again, if you're like full aggro and you're like all of your creatures cost 1, 2, or 3, all of your spells cost 1, 2, or 3, and you just have this down, you can probably go for it, right? But how realistic is that in a limited format? And it's spells though. Any creatures withdraw? There's a few, but they're generally more expensive. Like, again, I think you probably still take this card if you're in red, because it's a 2/2 with first strike for 2, right? You're just going to be attacking with this thing and be fine. But I think you have to... Because so Choreograph Sparks copies a spell but doesn't cast the copy. It just copies it and it's being played or whatever. You can't even use something like that. Like, there's definitely ways to make this work, but I feel like it's a bit of effort to get it prepared, which is the problem. Expressive Fire Dancer. A 2-mana 2/2. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, it gains +1/+1. And if it costs 5 or more, it gains double strike. Meh. Again, this is another sort of sure, whatever. +1/+1 until end of turn is meh. Double strike scary, but it becomes a 3/3 with double strike if you cast a 5-mana thing. I mean, I suppose if you're doing stuff like Artistic Process and all of your 5-mana spells just wipe your opponent's board or blow up their biggest thing, and then you just get like a 3/3 double striker. Okay. I don't know how excited I'd be, but it's fine. It's a 2-mana 2/2. It's fine. Flashback. 1 mana instant. Target instant or sorcery card in your graveyard gains flashback equal to its mana cost. Sure. This is another good way to make the Emeritus of Conflict work, right? Flashback, make something in your graveyard that's really cheap. Have flashback. Play that. And then all you need is one more thing. Lightning Bolt's online. But again, this is a rare, and this is a mythic rare, so this is Magical Christmas Land, because the chance you get both of these and other spells and like other cheap stuff is just kind of unrealistic, but I like Magical Christmas Land. It's fun. Garrison Excavator, a 3-mana 3/4 with Menace. Whenever 1 or more cards leave your graveyard, create a 2/2. Sure. This is good with Lore Hold if you're doing exiling cards from graveyards or bringing creatures back from graveyards or anything that involves graveyards. Really, you get all of those things. You get an extra 2/2. Sure. This is good in limited because you get extra dudes with your spells. Goblin Glassrite. So a 2-mana 2/2 comes in prepared, and for 1 mana you can make a treasure for later. Sure. I don't hate this. 2-mana 2/2, perfectly fine on stats. You just make a treasure, leave that for later, and then when you want to play your big 5-cost spell, you can play it a turn earlier or whatever, so you can trigger everything a little bit earlier. If you have like a big X spell or one of those big the spells that keep continuously going off. Like, you have a treasure to go towards that. Yeah, I think this is good. Like, again, just because it's a 2-mana 2/2, it's just fine to have play on turn 2. And I like the prepared spell. Heated Argument. 5 mana, deals 6 damage to a creature. You may exile a card from your hand. If you do, it deals 2 damage to that creature's controller. I mean, it is removal, but it's 5 mana for 6 damage. I guess the other one we saw was 5 mana for 6 damage, but like, oof. Pricey. It's so crazy to me that white gets Swords to Plowshares and Better Path of Exile, and red's fucking struggling with this. Right? White's just like, oh, I have 2 of the best removal spells ever printed in my StrixHaven set release. And red is like, yeah, I have to pay 5 mana for 6 damage. I mean, they do get Lightning Bolt. But, like, you have to put a lot of effort into getting that Lightning Bolt online. Impractical Joke. 1 mana. Damage can't be prevented this turn. Impractical Joke deals 3 damage to one type creature or planeswalker. This is better. This is good. This is good 1 mana card. 3 damage can't be prevented to type creature or planeswalker. Yes. It is sorcery speed, which is meh. But this is good. This we like. We run as many of these as we can fit in our red deck. Oh, this is their paradigm. Okay. Okay. 7 mana. There's Improvised Capstone for 7 mana. Exile cards from the top of your library until you exile cards with total mana value 4 or greater. You may cast any number of spells from among them without paying their mana cost. Is this good? Yeah, probably, right? Probably. Like, if you can get to the point where you cast this for 7 mana, it is 7 mana, exile cards until I hit 4 or until I get mana value 4 or greater, play them all, and from then on, every turn I do it again. Your opponent probably just gets up and leaves. Unless they have literally got the kill, your opponent just probably leaves because you're going to be just playing too much stuff every turn. Because this is every turn, right? Paradigm, exile this spell after you first resolve a spell with this name. So the first time you play it, you exile it. And then you may cast a copy of it from exile without paying its mana cost at the beginning of each of your first main phases. So every turn, you play this at the beginning of your first main phase. And it does say you cast the spells. So you do still get, and it's 4 or greater. So if you say flip 1 mana spell, flip 2 1 mana spell, flip 3 1 mana spell, that's 3 mana. If you flip the 4th one and it's a 10 mana spell, that's still cards with mana value 4 or greater, right? You can still get all of them, right? Because it goes until it hits 4 or greater. So even if you do like 3 1 mana spells that do nothing and then a 10 mana spell that wins you the game, you do get all of them. Every turn. So again, yeah, this does mill you real fucking quick. And you essentially never get lands again. But I mean, if this goes off twice and you're not winning the game, like, come on, man. Right? Like, if this goes off the first time, okay, you're paying 7, you're getting 4, whatever. The next turn, it happens again, you get another 4, and you get your full turn because it costs no mana, you're ahead. The turn after that, it goes off a 3rd time. If you're not winning that turn, 7 mana, what do you need more for? True, very true. Yeah, by the 3rd time this goes off, you're winning the game, right? Theoretically, even in limited. Yeah, all of these paradigm cards are just gross. Living History, 2 mana for an enchantment. When it enters, create a 2/2. Sure. Whenever you attack, if a card left your graveyard, attacking creature gets +2/+0. Sure. I mean, it's a 2 mana 2/2. Totally fine with that. And there's upside if you're doing the Lawhold thing, which, if you're playing Lawhold, is there even a way to counter this except Counterspell? This, no. All of the paradigm cards are this. So the white paradigm we looked at is return a card, any card from your graveyard to the battlefield every turn. The blue one was make a copy of a creature every turn. And a creature you control. And the black one was draw 2 cards, lose 2 life every turn. The black one is the weakest we've seen so far because you will eventually die to that. But you do have a million cards in hand, so you can probably die happy. But yeah, and they go off every single turn. So these paradigm cards are essentially, if you see this in your limited pool and you get to play it, you just win. Because they just go off every turn. They're all 6. I think the black one's 5. The blue one was 6. The white one was 7, and this one's 7. If you get to that much mana and they go off and they just keep going off, you just win the game. And the only way to stop them, you are correct, is with a counterspell. Because Paradigm is part of the spell's resolution. Because if you read from the top down and then exile this spell after you first resolve. So if you stop it resolving with a counterspell, none of it happens. But that's it. It'll just keep. If you don't do that, it's just going to keep going, which is just going to win you the game. Yeah, gross. Living History. It's a 2/2 that comes with upside. So sure. Maelstrom Artisan. A 3 mana 3/2 with haste that is prepared and has for 2 mana destroy target non-basic land. I think you play this as a 3 mana 3/2 with haste because most people are going to be playing basics in their limited deck. But it is very funny if they play like a dual land or something, and because there are dual lands in this set, right? Not like the basic dual lands. There are like special nice dual lands, right? I don't know which ones there are, but I think there's a set of like good dual lands, like shock lands or something. I don't think there are shocks. Maybe they are. I don't remember. We'll be looking at the lands later, so it doesn't really matter. But if there's any non-basic land, you just blow it up for 2 and your opponent is immediately depressed. Because they don't even get anything, right? This isn't like destroy target land, your opponent searches for a basic or anything. This is just fuck you, you're down a mana, which is hilarious. Right? And it's like not a bad body. It's a 3 mana 3/2 with haste. So it's just a 3 mana. It's a 3 mana that comes down, starts beating. And your opponent has to either block it and probably trade, or you just nuke a land and just feel good about yourself. This is another one of those rude ones. Screw landfall, I suppose. No, I don't think there's any landfall in the set. But this is just if your opponent is playing a non-basic land, screw them, which is very funny. I don't know if it's particularly good, but it is very entertaining. Do you get to do that multiple times? No, because there's no way to re-prepare it. So, these ones that just say, this creature enters prepared, you get to do its spell once, but unless you can bounce it and bring it back in, or unless you can replay it from your graveyard or something, you can't prepare it again. Whereas something like where is she? This one. Whenever you cast your third spell each turn, it becomes prepared. Means as long as you are casting 3 spells in a turn, it will just prepare. Yeah. This one can be re-prepared. This one doesn't have a way to get re-prepared. It just is prepared when it comes in. Which I don't mind. I like that. I like that some of them just, you do it once and you get a nice effect out of it, and other ones you can do again and again for, like, more value. Magma Blood Archaic. What the fuck? So it's either triple red or 6. The 2/2 with trample and reach. It's got the converge thing. Enters with +1/+1 counter on it for each mana you spent to cast it. Again, this is either going to be 2 or 3 generally limited, because you're going to do a 2-color deck, or you're maybe going to splash a 3rd color. You are almost certainly not going to 4 or 5, because then your deck is so unreliable. Sometimes you can pull it off. Most of the time you will not. So let's assume 2 or 3 here. So it's a 4-mana 4/4, or it can be a 4-mana 5/5, because you can go red, and then 2 other colors. So if, like, red, double blue is a 4-mana 4/4. Red, blue, black is like a 4-mana 5/5. Whenever you cast instants or sorcery spells, creatures you control get +1/+0 until end of turn for each color of mana spent to cast that spell. Okay. I don't hate this one. It's slightly more reasonable. Tricolor even viable? Yes. If you're... So, the way I usually say tricolor works in limited is, say I'm green-blue. Like, I am running 17 lands in total. 7 of them are green. 8 of them are blue. And then, or 7 of them are green, 7 of them are blue. And then, say, 3 of them are black. And I have, like, 1 black card. Or 1 green-black, or 1 black-blue, or whatever. You got 1 card in there that is good enough that you're like, I want the ability to play this card. I'm going to put it in the deck. But there's only 1 card in here that actually needs the color. So I'm just going to run, like, 2 or 3. Right? So you could make this thing come down as like a 4-mana 5/5, but I would assume it's usually going to be a 4-mana 4/4, which still isn't bad. A 4-mana 4/4 with trample and reach with this effect. This is the best archaic we've seen so far, apart from maybe the 10-mana one. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of these archaics, I have to admit. This is the best one so far, but this is the only one that I would see in my pool and go, yeah, I can play you. Apart from the 10-mana one. But that's just because the 10-mana one replays your instants and sorcery, so you can just replay your removal and just... Mika, Reader of Runes. A 4-mana 4/4 with Ward pay 3 life. Okay, so she's annoying to deal with. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, you may sack an artifact. If you do, copy that spell, and you may choose new targets for the copy. Have we seen any way of creating artifacts? Because the spirits aren't artifacts. Like this thing, the goblin creates a treasure token once. That's an artifact. No, that's like it. Was there a bunch of treasure generation in a different color that I missed? I don't think so. And I think this guy might just not have enough artifacts for him to sack. We'll have to go have a look at the artifacts later. But blue didn't have any way of generating treasures, really, right? Or any artifact interaction, really, which is where it would usually be. White? I don't think either, right? because the Inklings aren't artifacts. The spirits aren't artifacts. They can't make artifact tokens anywhere. Apart from treasures. And we've only seen one guy that makes treasures, and he makes it once. I mean, it's a 4-mana 4/4. I'll play it for that. That's the only reason I'm playing this. Molten Core Maestro. A 2-mana 2/2 with Menace. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, put a +1/+1 counter. If 5 or more mana was spent to cast it, add an amount of mana. Yeah, it does, yeah, with Ward. Yeah. Add an amount of mana equal to this creature's power. Okay. So, this... I mean, I'd play this just as a 2-mana 2/2 with Menace, but also play a 5-mana instant or sorcery, and you refund 3 of it back. Because he gets the +1/+1... Yeah, I think we can stack it, so he gets the +1/+1 first. And then you can add 3 mana. 3 red mana, because he becomes a 3/3. So, this guy is... This guy's kind of scary, right? I mean, again, as long as you're doing big spells, this is a 2-mana 2/2, which is just a great body to have early. And then if it's still alive and you play a 5-mana spell, he just refunds half the cost, over half the cost, and becomes a 3/3. Yeah, I'd play this. I like that. I feel like Red's doing so much heavy lifting for the red-blue archetype. Pigment Wrangler. 5 mana for a 4/4 flyer. Yes. Another goblin. Hey, look at him. He's small and excited. Yeah, 4/4 flyer. That's for a 5 mana for a 4/4 flyer. I'd pay that every time in limited. And it comes in prepared and has, when you cast an instant or sorcery spell this turn, copy that spell, choose your targets for the copy for 1 mana. This is great. Absolutely, I'd play this card. 5 mana for a 4/4 flyer. I would pay that every time. And you get to copy a spell for 1 mana. Yep, absolutely. Rearing Embermare. 5 mana for a 4/5 with reach and haste. That's certainly a card that was printed. Sure. This thing, oh yeah, this thing you have to get rid of it, right? It's a 4-mana flyer, so it will kill you in 5 turns. Or it threatens to just be like, hey, you see that big 7-mana massive ass spell? I'm gonna... The issue is, so these things don't work with copy. But yeah, Shadowfax, is that right? I can barely see it in there. I guess it's like off to the side. But yeah, a 4/5 reach haste. Rabble Rouser. 3 mana for a 1/4. When it enters, you may discard a card if you do draw a card. And then tap 1, exile a card from your graveyard, add 1 red. When you do this creature, it deals 1 damage to each opponent. This is probably good for Lorehold. Right? They want to be exiling stuff from their graveyard anyway. And this is just, you can do it at any time to trigger all of your effects. Probably does a lot more work than you think. I think I'd probably run 1 or 2 of these, and I think they do a lot of work. Seize the spoils! Woo, reprint! 3 mana, you must discard a card, draw 2, create a treasure. Sure. Steal the Show. Good cycle. Yeah. Yeah, it does also discard a card and draw a card. I was like thinking more about exile from the graveyard. I'm so slow. Well, I'm just, like, this card is just, I think this is just good, right? You are correct. He discards a card and then draws a card. But I think there's a lot of, we saw one earlier. Where are they? Yeah. Whenever you attack, if a card left your graveyard this turn, target attacking creature gets +2/+0. This removes a card from your graveyard for free. Well, actually, it generates mana doing it. So as long as you have ways to put cards in your graveyard, you can just use this to trigger all of those effects. Because there's some in white as well, but we've already done white, so... yeah, Seize the Spoils is a reprint. Steal the Show, 3 mana. Choose one or both. Sorcery speed. Target player discards any number of cards, then draws that many. Steal the Show deals damage equal to the number of instant and sorcery cards in your graveyard to target creature or planeswalker. Good body for it too, seems insane. I mean, it's a 1/4. We've seen a lot of things with 4 power. So, I don't know how much of how good of a body it actually is. But I think it just does a lot of work in the lore hold. In the red-white colors, I think it just does a lot of work because it's like, hey, here's my mana nerd that also triggers everything. Don't worry, Kevin, don't worry. I don't mind going back and talking about the cards. I really don't. I don't think I care about Steal the Show. I mean, I guess technically it's removal. And maybe you're playing a lot more spells than normal this set because Silverquill likes spells. The blue-red, I can't remember their name, but they like spells a lot. So, maybe these are fine. But I feel like most of the time you're probably doing, like, the top one for, like, 1 or 2. Like, discard 2, draw 2, and then maybe do, like, 2 or 3 damage to something. It's a bit too expensive. I mean, it's because you get to do both, right? Like, in limited, in standard, this could be insane, right? Discard 7 cards, deal 7 damage, and then draw 7 cards again. Like, nuts. But it's probably in limited, just like discard 2, deal 3 damage to something at best. Sure, it's fine for 3 mana, but it's not exciting. Strife Scholar. Oh, did you not realize you could do both? Yeah, it does say choose one or both. Yeah, you could do both. Strife Scholar, 3 mana, 3/2, with ward, pay 2 life, and it comes in prepared. Okay, it's fine as a body. For 6 mana, you can create 2 red and white spirit creature tokens. I mean, I guess. I don't. This is too expensive, I think. Awaken the Ages is too much. Like, if you play this on turn 3, I think you're kind of fine with it, because it's a 3 mana, 3/2 with ward, so it's probably not going anywhere. And I guess it's nice if you play it later on, because you can always Awaken the Ages, but Awaken the Ages is so expensive. Like, in Limited, if you've got nothing else to do, sure. But I don't think you're excited about this. Tablet of Discovery. Okay. 3 mana, when it enters mill a card, you may play that card this turn. Sure. And then you can tap it for 1 mana or tap it for 2 to cast instant and sorceries. I don't hate this. This is also an artifact that you can sacrifice with this guy back here and do an extra copying. You could, like, tap this, pay 2, sacrifice, then whatever else, play a big spell, sacrifice this, copy the big spell. Yeah, like, the spell has to be game-winning, right? Or copying it has to be game-winning. I wonder if they have, like, it's Prismari, by the way, the red-blue people, I'm pretty sure. But in the previous set, they had, like, Magma Opus, which was, like, 7 or 8 mana, instant speed, tap things, draw cards. It was like, tap things, draw cards, deal damage, make elementals, create treasures. Was it create treasures? I don't know. It did, like, 7 different things. So, like, if you're playing this so that you can play whatever this set's version of that card is, if they have a version of it. It's a blue and red card, so we'll have to see when we get to multicolored. But if you play this, and then the next turn, you, like, tap it for 2, tap the rest of your mana, play it, sacrifice it, copy it, and you're like, deal 8 to your face, make 4 guys, tap down all of your creatures, draw a whole new hand, make treasures for next turn. I feel like sacrificing this isn't as big a deal. But if you're like, tap this, sacrifice, double my bolt, I'm just like, bro, who cares? So, you know, it depends what you're copying. Tackle Artist, okay? A 4 mana, 4/3 with trample. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, put a +1/+1 counter. This is better, because this gets counters. But +1/+1 counter on this creature. If 5 or more mana was spent, put 2 counters instead. This is another one of those. This will automatically grow by itself. I like cards like this that get counters and just grow steadily over time. But this I would be very happy having in my Spellcaster red-blue or red-white deck. Thunder Drum Soloist. 2 mana, 1/3 with reach. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, deals 1 damage to each opponent. 5 or more, 3 damage instead. Again, this is good as well, though, because this is like going over the top. Like, if you get your opponent to, like, 5 life, but then they have too many creatures for you to attack, you could just be, like, casting spells to try and get over the top. So, it's fine. I actually quite like this one. I think this is a good little 2-drop. Tome Blast. 2 mana, 2 damage to any target. Bit more. It's sorcery speed as well. Wizards, come on. Why are you cutting Red's legs off a little bit? I suppose we did have the 1 mana for 3 damage earlier, so... And this has flashback. Sure, I guess. It just feels gross to be paying 3 mana for 2 mana for 2 damage. Ugh. Unstable Mockery. 3 mana, deal 4 damage to target creature, surveil 1. Sure, this is more like it. This is a bit better. Still a bit pricey, but I'll take it. Yeah, this is removal, so you just take this. Like, this, if I saw this in my pile of removal, I would think about cutting it. This, sure, this is fine. Delos Lorecaster, a 6 mana 4/4. That when it enters, return target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. Sure, I guess. It's a way overpriced, but it kind of depends on what you bring in, right? Like, if you're bringing back a game-winning spell or something that's going to save you that turn, maybe, but, like, 6 mana for a 4/4 that doesn't do anything apart from that one effect when it enters. I mean, I guess maybe if you have, like, flicker stuff, you can flicker this, but, like, it's still too expensive. It's too expensive. Hey, we're on to green. What do I think of red? I think red... It's good for copy, no? Copy this? Yeah, I guess. Again, the problem is it costs 6. You have to actually pay 6 to get it down. Which I don't like. But, like, what do I think of red? I think red has some interesting ideas. I think maybe red's trying to do too much. Like, it's doing a lot of... White Lorehold had some good cards, right? It had a lot of the payoffs. This has got ways to make those payoffs trigger really easily. The Rabble Rouser I really like. Where was the other one? Living History's decent. Yeah, the Garrison, whenever 1 or more cards leave your graveyard, create a 2/2. Like, these are just good cards for Lorehold, right? But it's also got, like, a bunch of the good cards for, like, this copy spell's really good for the Prismari. Flashback's probably really good for Prismari. And for Lorehold, to be fair. Impractical Choke's really good. Obviously, the Capstone is crazy, but sure. But you got this guy who's copying spells. This guy who's refunding your spells. This guy who's copying your spells. This is no, not that one. There was another spell that copied earlier on, I think. This guy's growing from your spells. This guy's pinging. Like, there's a lot of. I think red and white. Sorry, red is like all the good setup for Lorehold, the red white, and all of the good, or all of the good activation for red white, or a lot of the good activation for red white, and a lot of the good like payoff for red blue, which is weird, but like not terrible. It essentially means you know exactly what you're doing. Like, this is going into the Prismari deck. This is going into the Prismari deck. This is going into the Lorehold deck. This is going into the Prismari deck. This is going into the Lorehold deck. Like, it's very everything. This is only really, or this is going into the Lorehold deck. This is going into Prismari. This is going into Prismari. This is going into Prismari. Right? Like, you just, there's nothing that's, there's not really any cards. I guess, the Capstone and the Emeritus are just good. But, like, everything else is very specific. I guess, also, this Impractical Joke is just good. But a lot of it is, like, very specifically going into, which I don't hate necessarily. It's just, it feels very, like, you will be this. You will be this. And there's no, like, it's going to be, because if you get, like, the good Lorehold stuff in white, but then only the good Prismari stuff in red, it's not like you can still go Lorehold and have the good, you've got a jumble of cards that don't mix, really. I mean, a little bit, I guess, but, like, not really.